Morning, world. It's Wednesday. I'm at home, which is a bit odd, but I'll explain why in a moment. First of all, big caveat: I am not suicidal. I am not intending to hurt myself in any way, shape, or form. But I thought I'd give you an update before my appointment tomorrow. So I'm on sick leave. I've been written off work again. Why? So obviously I had a week off. It was one of those weeks where the emotions hit me hard. I was quite sad. Went into work for a week, and anger, just irrelevant, silly little things. Luckily didn't snap anymore, which is quite nice. And then Sunday night, we had a summer function on Saturday. I'm sober, so on duty, not a problem, no issues, all good. Sunday night, a bit tired because obviously it's quite late Saturday night. Some people were a bit louder than others, but it was all good. Sunday night, I went to sleep or tried to go to bed about midnight, and then for the first hour and a half, all I had were suicidal ideations, I think is what they call it. Basically, like I said, I don't want to commit suicide. That's not an issue for me. But all I had were thoughts about it. How would I do it? Where would I do it? Now, if you see my earlier videos, a couple of weeks ago, a friend of mine tried to take his own life. And we tried to do it by hanging himself. So I had visions of my head of me trying to do it, how I would do it, which tree I would use, how I would, I knew I could Google how to be a hang noose, but then in my head it's like, well, how do I connect the rope to the tree? Because it's got to be taller than me. So how do I connect it without, falling off or coming undone and dropping me down and all this sort of stuff? Right, which rope do I use? Because I'm one of those people, I've got two bits of rope within easy grasp of my car. One's a Hessian rope, all knowing that, like a natural fibre rope, so that would probably burn, silly as it sounds. It might hurt when I'm hanging myself, which I'm having hanging yourself probably hurts anyway, but that's the way my brain went. And then although I've got that climbing rope there, that's a nylon based one, so that's less likely to cause friction and probably slide up quite easily and all, which is not a nice thing. So without going, and I just visualized myself in those positions, which, to be honest, scared me. So I got up, I tried to make myself tired so that I could, not have these thoughts and just go to sleep. I tried to, the best way I can explain it, it was like having an erotic dream about somebody you don't find attractive. It's like, well, I don't want to think about that. Well, can I put that face on it? Or, can I just think about fairies and Smurfs or whatever it is else? My brain just kept on flicking back to these suicidal thoughts. So I debated calling the emergency psychiatry number that I've got, or going to the guard room, and it's like, well, I'm on duty, so what is going to happen if I call the shrinks? They'll call work will call me because I'm on duty, and then I'll have to wake somebody else up. And I get it, loads of you have reached out in the past offering phone numbers and stuff like that, but the whole point of it is for me, it's one of my big crutches is self-reliance. I've got to be able to look after myself before I can look after others. And if I look after others before myself sometimes, and I get it, that's just the way I am, it's the way I've been brought up, and it's the way, the military has made me. So I didn't want to reach out for help. There was, as far as I was concerned, I wasn't going to go and do these things. But, and this is the important message here, thinking like that means you need help. You need to go and speak to someone. If you're thinking about how you would take your life, and not that I was planning to do it, but it's my brain wanted to think about that, and that's not good. So I reached out. I had an appointment the next morning anyway, so I reached out to the doctor. I said, look, this is how, regardless of what we're here for, this is what happened last night. I'm worried. So the doctor, they've put stuff in place. I've had an emergency appointment with DCMH, which is the mental health team, for those who don't know what it means. I'm on vulnerable lists, and I had some work sort of sent me off for a couple of weeks to try and get my head squared. And that's the whole point of this. I'm not, this is not me trying to go, I want to finish my job and that's it, I'm done. I want to go surf. And walking my dog this morning, I sat there and thought, actually, every couple of years I get into if I don't deploy on something, I get a bit in a funk. And I'm wondering now, if you know, it's been 3 years since my last deployment, three and a bit years. Is it, you know, have I now developed into that person that every 3 years, if I don't go somewhere, my mind is going to go, oh, well, you know, you're useless. You're not doing what you need to do. And I, you know, think about it. And it's as mental as it sounds, even in the condition I'm in, you know, I'm a bit old, a bit fat, a bit broken. My brain's clearly in its own little world. If somebody said, right, we need you to go to Ukraine, go help the Ukrainians. Cool, I'll pack my bag, see you later, bye. I need to go to Israel to go and, you know, be on a peacekeeping force, or help the Israelis, or help the Palestinians, you know, not like particularly support Hamas, you know, help the Palestinians. Yeah, pack my bag. It's my job, but it's not just my job. It's, and if you're not military, this is the bit you don't understand it. Even if you don't, you know, you're in the military and you're bitter and you don't like it, you've had indoctrination since since you joined, that you will go and do these things, you will go and do this, you will go and do that. And yeah, that's how I feel. So I'm currently off work. My poor wife has got to put up with me for 3 more weeks, and you know, she's naturally worried. My mum is worried, because it's not good when, you know, people are having these thoughts. And you know, I'd like to repeat the thanks to everyone for reaching out. But like I said, I have no want to commit suicide. It's not commit, take your own life, whatever you want to say. There's no want there for that. It's just how my brain is processing things, and I get it. It's part of the therapy. It brings out all these emotions, all these bits and bobs. And you know, that's it. It's the importance of being honest. I knew when I told the doctor this is not going to be great for me. It's not going to do what I want to do. They're going to have to put all these things in place. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm, for those who don't know me, right, I'm a captain in the army. I've done 27 years in the military. You can ask for help. There is no shame in asking for help. There is no shame going, actually, something's not working with me. If I broke my leg, people would say, oh, he's broken his leg. It's not a problem. It's going to take so many weeks and we'll get him up. And, you know, so many months of being, or so many weeks in a car, so many months of rehabilitation, and he'll be back fighting with it. This is exactly the same, except for people can't see it. Yeah, it's the only time they do see it is when I'm crying, or if I lose my rag and go off at someone. That's the only way people can see it. And I don't want them to do that, because crying doesn't make me feel, it makes me feel better inside, but makes me look a bit odd. And losing my rag isn't fair on other people. So no shame. Speak out. Speak. It doesn't matter if it's your buddy, your boss, your doctor. If you're feeling these things, speak out. Slight change in my therapy from it, bit of time off, and I'll be back in. That's the plan. Bit of expectation management on my part. Luckily, I've got a supportive work team behind me. My boss is supportive. My mental health team is supportive. My medical trainer is supportive. My mates are supportive. My family is supportive. I get it. Not everyone's in that situation. But you don't even stand a chance of getting in that situation until you speak to these people. So, bit of a longer video today. Gets you where I am. We'll see if I do one tomorrow or on Thursday, Friday after the appointment. All right, take it easy. Get help, folks. If it's there, ask. And they will. See you later.